morning, good afternoon. Thanks for attending the Oracle Integration Partner Community Webcast. I'm Jürgen Kress, part of the product management team. In case you missed one of our webcasts, on-demand recordings are available at Oracle Video Hub. For details, please see the community newsletter, and there you can also download the presentation. In today's presentation, Prakash and Praveen will introduce Oracle Recipes. Recipes are a tool to extend SaaS applications. Good morning, Praveen. Thanks for attending.
Hey there, Jürgen. How are you?
So what exactly is a recipe?
They are pre-built solutions. They are assembled out of box. Oracle delivers them, or also partners also deliver them. The whole conversation today is about how partners can take advantage of it. You can actually have a common business pattern delivered as a recipe or a complete business solution. Also, you can deliver. So it helps the customer to jumpstart. Yeah, we'll see more and more details in today's presentation.
Cool. And why should we build SaaS extensions? What's the benefit?
So the key thing, right, today, if a customer delivers, works on integration on their own and customize them, if they were to actually focus on the next integration, they have to bring in all customizations into this integration. So recipes will help them to actually conquer that challenge by what we call as an extensibility framework, which you will get a hands-on demo today.
Cool. Excited, looking forward. And with us is Prakash. Prakash, good afternoon.
Hey, Jürgen. Good afternoon.
So you are our product manager for recipes.
That's right.
What is the most popular recipe today?
Oh, there are a lot of them. It's difficult to pick one. There are recipes, quite a few recipes built by the field service team, with the HCM, with the maintenance cloud, with the IoT. There are a lot of recipes between the inventory and the WMS and the procurement. So quite a bit recipes are already available. We are looking towards how partners can build more recipes towards helping the customers.
Excellent. So let's get started. Objective of the call today is to introduce recipes and to benefit for you as a partner to build your own recipes and to publish them in the cloud marketplace and in Oracle integration. Oracle integration is a tool to connect SaaS services like ERP, HCM, and CX, and it offers pre-built adapters, so you can rapidly and easily connect any kind of SaaS application or build custom-based integrations based on REST. Please pay attention to Oracle Safe Harbor statement. Please do blog and tweet only about services and functionality which is available today. For today's agenda, I will kick off the call with a quick community updates, and then I will hand over to Praveen and Prakash to talk about SaaS extensibility. So quick updates. The Oracle integration certification is available, and we also launched the Oracle Cloud Infrastructure 2024 Application Integration Professional exam, which is now fully based on Oracle Integration 3. To prepare you for the exam, we continue to offer, based on the high demand, the free hands-on bootcamps, which are a 3-day hands-on class to connect any kind of SaaS applications. They're specifically built for anybody who is using SaaS and wants to get trained hands-on in the Oracle integration portfolio. Upcoming schedules include Asia in July and US and Canada also in July. We are building the registration pages as we speak for the next 6 months. So please visit bit.ly/linksOIC to register for the trainings. You can also find details in the partner community newsletter. If you're not yet a member, please subscribe to get the latest updates. As a community member, you can also visit our website. Today's webcast is live and recorded and will be available on demand, including the presentation for download at Oracle Video Hub. There you can find also the previous webcasts. Some really good webcasts are the last one, integrations we upgrade or new features integration, or how to build your own adapter with Rapid Adapter Framework. In case you missed our product update webcast, where we talked 1 hour about new features and functionalities, including live demos, it's now also available on demand. The next customer success webcast will take place on July 10th, where Business Reply from Italy will present a case where they shifted workload from a business suite towards ERP cloud and connected it with Oracle integration. If you have implemented a successful Oracle integration project, please let us know. Then we can also promote your customer case. Registration for Oracle Cloud World is open. So if you plan to attend the conference in September in Las Vegas, you are welcome to attend also and to register for our customer summit. All customer details are published in the customer newsletter. With that short introduction, I would like to hand over to you, Praveen.
Thank you, Jürgen. So thanks, Jürgen, for the great introduction, folks. So today we are actually going to focus on a lot about pre-builds, right? This whole session is about pre-builds, and we'll make it as hands-on as possible. We'll talk less and show as much as possible more, but we'll create some context. Oracle integration, as you all know, is your complete business automation platform, right? So there are a lot of capabilities, most of which you might have used at some point of time. You'll be able to actually connect and integrate to different applications, right? So both on-premise, cloud, whatnot, that's going to bring in data consistency across the enterprise. That forms the basis for data-driven innovation, right? For business automation, if you want to automate business processes, you will be able to actually use with process automation. And for scenarios where you would want to actually connect to things, connect to applications that do not expose APIs, you can go with RPA. And trading partner, where you can seamlessly integrate between partners in standard formats. That way, it will actually improve the customer experience while we as a customer, while our customers focus on growing the business, right? If we want to actually have business rules part of our integration, we can go with decision. And any of our AI capabilities, OCI capabilities, you can integrate into our Oracle integration platform. So help is available across the tool, where you'll be able to actually use RT and whatnot to be able to actually get help, conversationally AI-based help, and low-code applications. So any of this, the beauty of this tool is any of this you will be able to actually integrate either in your web application or mobile applications, right? And today focus pre-builds, right? So pre-built connectivity and pre-built solutions. When we talk about connectivity, you already know there are tons of pre-built adapters that are delivered out of the box. You'll be able to connect to Oracle SaaS or third-party SaaS applications. You'll see a lot of adapters that were built around Salesforce, Workday, SAP, ServiceNow, right? So in addition, you will have ability to connect to either on-premise or on cloud. So we have native support in addition to any of OCI services. We have adapters to actually connect to Azure services or AWS, third-party IaaS also, right? And also, as Jürgen called out, there was a session 2 months or so ago where in scenarios where the connectivity is not available out of the box, you will be able to actually use a RAB framework to be able to create your own adapters, right? There's a lot of content and Slack channel you might want to subscribe to, but the key thing is you have connectivity available that does provide a lot of opportunities, right? Data consistency and AI-driven analysis and whatnot. Okay, so and on pre-built integrations, there is a lot happening in this space. There are a lot of investments going in. You will see there is a lot of integrations that are already delivered. These are pre-built integrations that are already delivered. And if you see, the connectivity is not just available between Oracle endpoints, right? You will see connectivity available to third-party systems also, because more often than not, you will see an enterprise with tens, if not hundreds of endpoints they are connecting to as an enterprise, right? Oracle definitely will not be able to provide connectivity everywhere. So this is where your opportunity is going to be. And we'll talk through monetization, branding opportunity as part of our demo. So this is the list of current adapters available. So we have about 106 adapters available between multiple services and endpoints. All right, we have third-party IaaS connectivity also. That's new today, where you will have native connectivity, native adapter connectivity to third-party systems, which is you can use Google GCP for one service and OCI for another service, and Oracle integration can cater to the needs of this. So what is a pre-built solution? Jürgen has been calling out, and we have said in several forums what about pre-built solutions, right? And we'll talk about the investments we are making here, why it is such a key strategy across the board. Pre-built solutions are just pre-assembled solutions, right? They could be delivering a comprehensive business case, like an opportunity to cash between Salesforce to NetSuite, or employee onboarding, or an example, just a pattern-based case. Hey, I have released a new feature in OIC. I want to try that feature. Is there a pre-built available for it, right? And there are two forms that are available. So the form where you are delivering a comprehensive business use case, you are delivering it as an accelerator. And in scenarios where you are delivering it just to validate a feature within Oracle integration, you'll be using a recipe. Oracle is going to deliver both. Oracle SaaS teams are going to deliver both, because we'll talk through Grand Bank strategy later part of presentation, where Oracle will deliver some of these solutions out of the box, some of the solutions, and there is tremendous opportunity. SaaS teams also want to deliver which solutions would want actually partners can potentially help. We'll call that out also. Needless to say, it bundles all the resources. So far, when we talk about an integration, when you implement at a customer location, you will have disjointed integrations trying to actually flow through several things, right? Monitoring, all that stuff is going to be a challenge. And you have multiple integrations in a product, right? So you're going to actually see that improve through this experience. We have introduced concept OIC project, which forms the foundation for the accelerator, which we'll see. And it's going to tremendously improve the customer's implementation journey, right? And how we can monetize all that stuff we're going to talk. How are they available today? So Oracle integration is going to be available through Oracle Integration Store, and they are on homepage. When you land on homepage, that's where you can get started. You're going to see that in demo. And there are about 200 plus integrations, 230 or so to be precise. And we continue to grow both to partner ecosystem, where we're going to rely more on partners to deliver these for us. So we called out two things, right? Recipes and accelerators. What is a recipe? It's a sample integration, a quick start. You will see a ton of this exist on homepage or on integration store, where you can say, hey, I've implemented a new feature, right? How can I actually start using that feature? Example, extensibility, cloning feature. How would I start using those features within my integration? So you would have a template, you'll get a head start. You can actually clone that integration, do whatever you want to do. Right? So they're already published both in integration store and marketplace, and the expectation is a partner, you would use this more from branding standpoint. There's no support promise for any of this that exists in the store, because they are supposed to be starter. You are welcome to start doing anything you want to with those things. An accelerator is a completely packaged end-to-end solution. And you will be actually delivering, you would see SaaS team delivering for features within. If they want to talk between two systems, you will see Oracle delivering those. And it doesn't mean that there is not enough going to be opportunity. There's tremendous opportunity, because as a strategy, you will see there is so much of optimization with the repeatedness and all that stuff you can accomplish through Accelerator, right? It's configurable and fully supported. So all the customer has to do, you will see, is to actually install this from the store, depending on whether it's paid or not. They're going to work with the partner to install. All you have to do is configure and fully support it. And it is extensible and upgradable, which means your consistent revenue opportunity where you will continue to support and deliver the next versions. You'll be able to do all that stuff. And customers' challenge is not to bring in all these integrations and redo them on the endpoint, right? So there will be opportunities you will see. In the demo, you're going to see how they can be extended, and you'll take advantage of upgrade extensibility framework to actually preserve those customizations. Then Oracle as a producer, our partner as a producer delivers the next version of it, right? You can make it free or paid. Oracle is going to likely make it free, at least the initial ones. But there's going to be definitely a revenue opportunity here for the partner where you can show it, not make it installable, and actually we'll talk through the logistics on how we can actually monetize this. So you have seen this slide already. So there are a lot of accelerators you will see here. So we are graduating from recipe, just from pre-built to we can separate out to recipe and accelerator, right? A lot of stories where you see a complete business solution is going to be business accelerators, right? And they are, if you look at each of the endpoints, some of them are going to be starter, some of them are going to be comprehensive. You will have opportunities. Example, FA integration with non-Fusion customers. We haven't seen SaaS putting emphasis on those out-of-box integrations. There's opportunity for that. Example, integration between Oracle and Fusion applications and on-premise like eBiz, PeopleSoft, Siebel, right? And FA integration with other cloud third-party applications. Example, integration between Workday and any of Oracle Fusion applications, or Salesforce and Oracle Fusion applications. You are not going to see Oracle investing in that. That could be a potential opportunity for us to actually invest in, right? So you can start building the brand. The advantages of this is you will see as I start creating an accelerator and publish it to the store, you will see the brand show up everywhere across all the instances you will see. And you can actually, there are a lot of capabilities that you can force the customer. That way you can reduce the dependency on you for any of the support integrations you are going to create. So thorough following of all the standards, integration standards, and all the design patterns we define, you'll be able to actually follow through. And you'll have the customers have easy access to actually install it right from the product. You will see as a strategy that one of the coolest projects we are working is to actually integrate all this from within marketplace. Even if you don't have OCI tenancy today, you will be able to actually take it to the end. That's the project we are working on with cloud marketplace folks. And you'll be able to customize without losing upgradability, which means you will be able to continue to support the customer as they release the next versions of SaaS, or if you want to release and support better versions of their accelerator, thereby continuing the support revenue. And support to deploy multiple versions. So you'll be able to deploy multiple versions. You will be able to provide your customer an opportunity, depending on the endpoint they are in or the version of the endpoint they are in, you'll be able to do all that stuff, right? Monetize, we'll talk in more detail here. So support to deploy partner build solutions, right? So you'll be able to actually publish your solution within the store and potentially monetize it, which means any customer all the customers can see, but only the customers you approve of will be able to install. Right? So let's actually deep dive now. Let's go more to the demo now. So what are the personas, right? We have a producer persona, which in this case is going to be a partner or Oracle, or a customer who wants to deliver with accelerators, right? You develop a pre-built, you will have opportunity to stage it, which means you make sure you actually test it, and you will be able to, through verify model, you will be able to exactly feel what the customer is going to go through, the experience the customer is going to go through, and you'll work with us to publish that into the store, goes through our approval process and publish it and release it to production, which is every customer will now have access to either the recipe you have created or the. So remember, recipe generally we want to keep it because you should use that more for your branding, to show up on the homepage, to get opportunities to work with the customers because they want to use this recipe and they want to extend it. You will have opportunity to work with those customers on any capacity you would need. And an accelerator, you are going to really take it all the way to the end, right? All the consumer has to do it is just to install and configure. They are in business. You are going to get a comprehensive demo on this today. So you will be able to extend and clone the pre-built, which means when a pre-built does exist in recipe form, you are just going to clone and use it however you want to use it. And if it exists in accelerator form, all the FA accelerators, you'll be able to actually extend. And depending on the customizations or the complexity of the customizations you are doing on the endpoint, you will be able to even preserve those customizations as customers upgrade this, right? So you will have a single pane deployment for the whole accelerator, which you are going to see. And the customer will have ability to uptake the new version as a producer from partner or Oracle. They will deliver. The customer will be able to actually do. Not only that, the coolest thing you will see is today when the feature that got actually delivered in version 1 of the accelerator that got customized, you will be able to preserve those customizations and bring in those customizations depending on the level of customization you have done. Obviously, there are going to be some exceptions, right? So let's deep dive onto the demo. We'll quickly walk through your development process is typically get that solution idea, get us reviewed. We'll all get into a room and kudos for the ideas and say, go ahead. And then you'll start developing the solution. There are some standards, right? Both from coding and development standards, you are going to follow through. Standards like what are the naming conventions, we are going to walk through those and validate and then test the solution and stage it, right? You are doing unit testing. Here you are actually making sure your solution works exactly the same way how the customer is going to feel, right? And depending on whether it is paid or not, you will have opportunity to actually push that as paid or free service, and then go to production, right? You're going to go through this experience today. So as explained earlier, so these are OAC accelerators are OAC integration project powered, right? Which means you'll have a single pane view where everything you can done in the same instance, right? Everything you can done in the same view. It's not only the artifacts, you will be able to do a bunch of activities in the same instance. They're extendable. There is a lot of support. When an accelerator, you deliver it to the customer, there is a lot of support available to actually be able to add a lot of artifacts. Because the way you are going to do the extensions is extensibility framework, which is called extension group on the canvas. You'll be able to add a bunch of artifacts there. Multi-version support. So I, as a consumer, will be able to take multiple versions, and producer or partner is going to be able to deliver all this, right? So all you have to do is develop, follow the best practices, share the artifact, right? For now, you're going to share the artifact, but pretty soon you're going to actually publish that directly into the store. So depending on whether it's an accelerator or recipe, there are some naming standards you need to follow, and coding standards. You will see that defining scope and all the right design patterns to make sure you don't actually overload your integration. Ensure you have thorough fault handlers and all that stuff. Obviously, we are actually here to help you in every aspect of this. Right? It's not just a demo and you're on your own. So we have already been working with over 50 partners to deliver RAP-based or any of these solutions. Definitely, we are here to help you to deliver any of this for you guys. Right? Then you package and deliver. So then you're going to stage. You're going to see this stage here, right? The language stage here tells you. And either unlock or lock is going to tell you whether it is an integration or whether it's an accelerator pre-built that you are delivering it to be paid or unpaid, right? So you're going to do that. So, and then once you test it, so you're going to actually publish it across board. Once you promote, so we move it across all regions, right? We move it across all regions there. So which means the key thing is you're going to actually define your solution built by is where the key thing is, right? So let's actually go start seeing. You can, by the way, so publish the new version. So this is what you're going to see the demo of. So let me make sure. So what you're seeing is, I'm sure everybody on the call, or most of you, if not everybody on the call, is familiar with Oracle integration. So you are on Oracle integration homepage, and as discussed, we are going to actually go through the projects, right? So when we talk about project, as discussed earlier, it's a single pane view of everything. And this is an accelerator that's delivered by field service team, integration with HCM, right? So what it does is comprehensive. It does completely a HCM employee becoming a field service technician, and a ton of those integrations. If we see, all of these are packaged as a single unit here, right? And the cool thing with OIC project is when you go to OIC project, you will have if you see your connection integrations artifact, your connections, all the connections that are required by these are already delivered, right? And lookups and libraries, all these are delivered. So you'll be able to activate this and you can be in business, right? And you can obviously deactivate. So, and also, let's look at deployment models, right? What is a deployment? This is how, as a producer, I'm the producer, this is how I'll be able to actually publish an accelerator. And Observe lets you at runtime to see how all the integration instance pertaining to this deployment are behaving, right? Let's look at a deployment definition. If you see this, what this is doing is it's going to define you. It's not only going to tell you, hey, these are all the integrations. And not only that, it is also give you flexibility and option to pick what version of integration you want to package, right? So the deployment model, that's the cool feature where you will be able to actually deploy this. I've already, for timing reasons, I've already created 2 deployment models, but it's as simple as just go ahead and create. While you create, you will have opportunity to pick all the integrations that you want to deploy. What is the next logical step? Next logical step is I have my integration, right? I have my integration. I know I want to create an accelerator. I want to publish it to marketplace, right? Or integration store. So all the artifacts here, the customer, all they have to do is, once they do this, all they have to do is just to configure this. So it is as simple as, what did we create so far? So going back to our presentation, you create it. So you just develop a solution, follow best practices, and share the artifacts, right? And stage the solution, promote. So quick planner. So one thing, remember, is we started with an existing project, right? You could actually create a project from scratch. You could actually create a project from scratch or bring in existing integration, right? You can create an existing project and start creating an integration from within the project, or import an existing project. That's what I have done, because we may not find time to actually do everything from scratch. Okay, so here, so pick this, and here, this is where all the magic happens, right? So you want to export this as an accelerator. And the deployment, remember, which version am I deploying? I'm deploying this version, and this is where I'm going to say define. This is where your name is going to show up. Okay? And export it. And when you export it, you are going to get the car file. Right now, this process, we are going to work with you one-on-one to be able to publish it into the store. You control the IP. We won't be touching any of this. You control the IP. But pretty soon, you will actually be able to publish all this and deliver all this from within the store, right? So let's go back to our presentation. So far, what did we do? We have made the solution live. And also I want to, if I just want to create a next version of Accelerator, all I have to do is go export again. And instead of this being a deployment 1, I would just be picking deployment 2, right? And then obviously built by whoever the partner is going to be. So one thing I can tell you is, even though you see about 200 plus integrations, what are we doing on time? Yeah, we are doing good. So about 200, even though we have 200 recipes available, there is so much opportunity for you all to actually focus on accelerator aspects of it, because it's going to solve complete end-to-end business use case, right? So let's go to the instance, and I want to be a consumer now, right? So let's go to the store. So I want to only pick business accelerators, right? Usually you will see like this. I want to just search for HCM, and I want to see the business accelerator I've just published, right? So, which means there are 3 accelerators available. If you see, if I click on get, imagine I am the customer. Picture yourself in customer scenario where I'm the end customer. I want access to this. I have field service, I have HCM. Either I might have done implemented, or some other vendor might have implemented this, right? But I have opportunity to actually push my solution here because it's already available. You will see why it's so easy to do the customizations, right? And I click on get, depending on, you will be able to guide them depending on which version of endpoint they have. You may be able to support multiple versions, right? Take simple example. I want to do a B1. So 24 B1. So I install it. It is as simple as it is installing it. And if you go here, you would see this accelerator getting deployed. Remember, this is what I had. I went to a different instance, mimicked as a customer, and saw this actually show up, and it does show up as an accelerator. For I won't actually go into details of this because we will demo this part of consumer persona. But as you can see, the customer will be able to do a lot of things. The only difference is, because I am the customer and the IP is yours, I will not be able to go make any changes I want. You control the flow, right? You control the flow. Here, I'll not be able to make any changes. And if I go back to my integration and I want to pick the next version of it, you will be able to actually install the next version of Accelerate. If you see, the language got changed to get latest, which already recognizes that there is a version of Accelerator that does exist. And there are cool things that will happen here, which you will see. He asks whether I want to bring customizations, which Prakash is going to demo. So from producer standpoint, you are actually going to create all your listing videos, your marketing collateral, be able to publish usual OPM things, right? So select the support contract. You will just share the OCI in the interim. You will share the OCI artifacts, and once it's approved, depending on its if it is paid or not, it will be published either as unrestricted, which means what? You will still see on all the 17,000 OIC instances of production OIC instances, but the customer will need to actually work with you, pay you or whatever, to actually be able to install and use that. And unrestricted, when you talk about unrestricted, anybody can use. Restricted, only specific customers who you give access to. How do you give access? You cut a deal with the monetization options. So those are the things. I'll pause here for consumer persona. So far, just to be clear, you have an accelerator that got published into the store, and Prakash is now going to take over. He will take that accelerator to see how you can actually make changes and customize them and take to the next steps. Prakash, over to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Praveen. Thank you, everyone, for your time. So yeah, let's move now to the consumer persona, and let's talk about how exactly as a consumer I can take this solution. So what we saw so far is Oracle Field Service team as a producer has developed an accelerator between the Oracle Field Service and HCM, and it's available on the store. As a consumer, now I'm going to install it, and then if it does not meet my need, I'll extend it. Meanwhile, producer might come up with new version, and how as a consumer I can take the next version. So we'll look at the entire life cycle, and this is how typical life cycle would be, that I will basically search for accelerator, which already Praveen showed us how we can easily search for it and install it right from the product. And once it is installed, one need to configure it and then simply execute the business use case, and if required, extend it, validate the extension. We'll see actually all these things together, and we'll see how exactly I can move this extended accelerator from the development to test to production. And also we will see how we can upgrade the accelerator from V1 to V2 for upgrade scenarios. Okay, so here's the context. There's an accelerator between the field service and HCM, which synchronizes the HCM employee as a resources where the work can be then assigned to the technicians. It handles the complex scenario, not just about employee loading. It's about like setting the work schedule or the holidays or absence. Benefit customer gets is they get the out of the box solution, which they could use it, and they can even extend it. We'll talk about all those things and get up and running in no time. So as a consumer, what first thing will be, we already saw Praveen finding a solution on the Oracle integration store. It will be very similar. You'll just find it and you will search and install the solution which you are desired, and it's available. It just comes in a project as we saw earlier. So what's next is you'll be validating the pre-built solution. So what you'll do, you will follow the documentation, configure the solution, and then validate the solution. So what I have done is I'm going to go, here's an Oracle integration instance. And in this particular instance, I have already installed the accelerator. Just to save the time, the accelerator is available over here. And I have already configured it. And what we are going to do, we are going to just run it so to validate the scenario. Before that, just to talk about the scenario, we have here employee created on the HCM side. We are going to run the flow and validate if employee is synchronized. Are there any gaps which we need to meet via the extensibility or no? So for that, let's quickly go into the employee. So here's an HCM instance. I've created an employee, Caleb Dean, and I have populated, it's a field service technician, as you can see. If I go to the field service instance, I'm not able to find the employee. So it doesn't exist as of now because I've not synchronized it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run the flow. Generally, this is a synchronized flow, but for the demo purposes, I'm running it on demand because these are generally use cases where you'll run it on some sort of a cadence. So I'm just going to run it. It's a schedule flow, typical schedule flow. And as I run it, this is where the cool feature of Oracle integration project comes up. Now, what Oracle integration provides is it provides you a contextual observability. Earlier, you were kind of looking into all the instances on the OIC 3 to find out, but now with the OIC 3 project, you are able to contextually see only related to the current solution. So you can see all the integrations have completed successfully. So which is great. Let's go back to the field service instance. And if I simply type it, I can see, okay, great, employee got synchronized. Wow, this is cool. Some functionality is working. But hey, I found one gap though. The employee had set up an image on the HCM side, and this image did not show up on the field service. And it's practice that we do have request the technicians to upload the images. So I want to meet that requirement now, and I want to do it without breaking the upgradability easily in no time. So let's go to the Oracle integration instance for that. So what I'm going to do is, as I go into the design, first is I need to now deactivate the flow. So I know which flow is required to be extended. So all I need to do is just first deactivate. This is a flow which I need to extend. So first I will deactivate it. As this flow gets deactivated, it's now available, as Praveen was showing earlier, for the extension purposes. So again, you will not be able to do much, but you will be able to do a good number of functionality. So just going back onto the PPT, what we did is we validated the scenario. We found out that employee synchronized, but picture is not synchronized. So what's next? We are going to now extend. Now, extensibility framework is the cool part where you can extend the solution. You have supported touch points like say before and after invoke. You have construct supported like new invoke, switch, for loop, mapper. We also support the life cycle, like say you want to move these extension from dev to test to production. All this you'll be able to do in no time, which we'll look in a moment. So if I go in back into the Oracle integration instance, I can see here I can't do anything here, but at same point in time, I can do here, which means that for the invoke, I can say, hey, I want to extend before or after. So those are supported, but I can't do it any place I want. So that kind of is kind of a experience that is provided for the consumer to extend the flow, and at same point in time, make sure that flows are upgrade safe. Now, for the current scenario, knowing this flow, I know that, okay, I need to extend over here because that's where all the information is available. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create the extension group. Now, extension group will have a default name. If you want, you can give it more unique name just in case you are creating multiple extension. Like in this case, we can say employee image extension. And as you create the extension group, now this becomes your basis for building the logic on what you want to do. So what you would like to do is you would like to get the image first of an employee from the HCM side. So for that, we want to add the new invoke. You can see all the connections are available. So I'm going to use the HCM adapter over here. Again, this is where consumer gets all the cool functionality of low code, no code features of OIC. So I'm just saying get employee image, and I want to query. And as I want to query, I would like to invoke the REST services over the HCM. And from the business resource point of view, I want to use the workers. And on workers, I want to have the get operations. So I'm going to select the get all and then move next. And over here, because I want image, I need to say, hey, I want child object photos. This is another cool feature of adapter. And once you have done that, it is your endpoint is configured. So I was able to, on the extension, able to add a new endpoint, which is able to get the image. All I now need to do is I need to do the mapping. This requires two mapping. That is, first I need to have the query set, like so which employee I want to get image for. So that will be part of the query. And for query, the semantics of the HCM is you need to have the person ID equal to. So I need to use the concat operation. Again, all the cool features of mapper are available over here for user to use as they are defining the extension. So I have to say person ID equal to, and I know that person ID is coming from the incoming payload technician right over here. So all I need to do is just drag and drop. Okay. Let me just correct it. Okay. So I've done with the first mapping. Next is on the expand, I need to tell, hey, I want photos so that it will give me photos in the payload. So I will just say photos. And I'm done with the first configuration. I have basically successfully configured the invoke to get the image. Next, there might be a case where employees just got onboarded. They do not yet have image. They need time. So I can even have the logical construct like switch over here. I can check if the image exists. So for that, let me first start by giving it a good name. So I can say is image available. And what I'm going to do from the logic point of view, I'm going to use the function exist. And let me enable the developer and then drop the exist over here. And for the argument, I need to now go to the response of the get employee image and look for the field which has the base 64 image for the photo. So I'm going to look out if this node exists, then only I want to go inside. So I'm going to drop it over here and click outside. Again, this is typical for a OIC3 experience. Now I've constructed the switch condition. Next, I want to now set on the field service side. So for that, I will use this REST connection. And over here, I'm going to now configure, like say, to set the image. So I will say here, set avatar, and the endpoint. Let me grab the endpoint. Okay. So over here, let me grab the endpoint, and the verb is put, and I'm going to give the request payload. They have already picked up automatically from the template parameter. So for the payload format, it is a binary because we are going to give the image, and I'm going to select the image PNG or JPG for the MIME type. So once I've done that, I've configured now the extension where I've checked for the get the image, check if the image is available, and was able to set the image. So all I need to do now is save. And now that the flow is extended, all I need to do is go back and then activate and validate. So for that, let me quickly activate. If I want to troubleshoot, I may want to have a debug. Again, I will get all the monitoring and observability just like a out of the box scenario. So I'll get all these capabilities. Now, once the flow is active, all I need to do is just go and run the party sync again. So this time, if I run the party sync, I can go back onto the observability and see once that the images are synchronized or no. So I'm just okay. So there's an error. So this error is probably because of the MIME type. I had to set it as JPG. Let me quickly deactivate. All this you can even figure out from the activity string. I'm just taking a look at the time. Okay. Okay. 1 second, 1 second. I did not do the mapping. Apologies. So what we need to do is we need to do the mapping for the user ID. So again, we will use the function concat to map the parameter. And for that, we know that it requires two fields. So it is the constructs of the field service. It is first name dot next name. So I will basically give it a first name over here. I'll say dot, and then I will give the last name. Okay. Once that is done, for the stream reference, I need to use the base 64 function and decode base 64 to reference. What we are going to pass here is same base 64 field which we got from the get employee. We need to pass on over here. So I will go back and look at the response. And from the item, I need to go into the photos and then grab the photo. Okay. Validate it. Okay. We have the expression set. So once we have done this, we have to go out and then save it and then go out and extend it. So we are done with the extension. All we need to now do is activate. And once we have activated the flow, we need to just submit it again. Okay. Now that we have activated it, if I just go down and then submit the party sync, okay, and go back to the observability and look at the instances, we'll see that the latest one has executed successfully. So if I go back now and type in, we'll see that the employee resource comes up as well as the image also shows up. So we have successfully extended the flow. What's next now? We want to now promote these solutions. So for promotion, all we need to do is go to the Oracle integration instance, and we have this capability where we are saying export, just as Praveen was exporting as a producer. But as a consumer, when you're exporting, you export it for P2P scenario. So that's where it gets exported as a car file All you need to do is go on to the another Oracle integration instance, click on add, click on the upload, and as you can drop the project which was just exported and click on import, this will become available onto your instance. So once this project is successfully imported, we'll be able to see that this not only brought the core solution, it also brought up the extended accelerator along with it. So let's quickly go on to the employee sync helper. This is what we extended. So if I go down, I can see that the accelerator has been brought in. So my extensions go from dev to test to production in a simple way. Now, what next I want to do is I want to now move it from the upgrade the accelerator, right? I've done it, I'm using it. Now new version comes up. So all I need to do, this is working fine for me. New solution comes up. Let's quickly try to wind it up. If I
Prakash,
go over
quick
here,
time
I can,
check. Quick time
yes,
check. You need to wrap in a
yes,
minute.
yes. So we have this extension. If you click on get, what this merge extension will do, it will not only get the solution, it will automatically bring in and merge for you. So you can see here merge is in progress. If you refresh it, it will show you that merge is successful. So we successfully brought in the upgraded solution from the V1 to V2, as well as it retained the extension. So if you go on inside here, you will be able to see the extensions which are there on the done by the previous version. So those also showed up automatically. So no need for the consumer to do all these things. So we went through this life cycle where we took the accelerator, extended it, validated it, and also upgraded the solution. So what we have done is through these demos, what we want to communicate is Oracle integration has provided a cool functionality for both producer and consumer experience, and it gives a competitive edge for a partner to build the solutions on the Oracle integration platform. With that, I will hand it over back to Praveen. Thank you.
Thank you. So as you guys have seen from both demos, you'll be able to actually publish and potentially monetize also, right? So this is the current story where you will be able to publish and will help you to actually push it across all the regions. The future direction is really exciting, right? So today, the producer is going to actually create his listing like you would normally do and publish the artifact. And our engagement is with marketplace team, where we are going to actually from within the marketplace, you will be able to actually install this, which is not capable, right? You will have provision based on exactly the same story, whether it's paid or not. You will be able to actually install this solution from within the marketplace. So a customer who is actually trying to find an opportunity to cache integration, you will be able to take in. They will be able to take them all the way through the end, including the spinning of OIC instance. It's going to be so tightly integrated. So net, where we are getting at is, so what are the opportunities that you guys can see potentially is when you install, when you actually publish a recipe or an accelerator, you will end up on the home page of OIC, right? So as an example, if you see somebody has delivered this an adapter, right? Even like pre-builds, somebody has delivered this integration between hospitality and whatever, right? So the key thing, what we want to communicate is when you publish, it is going to be visible to all 17,000 OIC instances. OIC instance continues to grow. In the net, it is going to be visible across the board, and all the live customers would know your brand. Not that all of you would need branding, but it would certainly help with the partner brand. As you have seen, it does say by partner. I mean, this as an example we have loaded, but it would say by whoever, right? Whichever partner. So likewise, so monetization, there are both opportunities, right? If you want to deliver a recipe just from branding standpoint, it would still live on the homepage, and any customer might reach out if they want to extend it or do whatever, right? Or if you want to actually deliver a paid one, it would still show up, but only you can turn it on through your unlock feature only to the customers that want to deliver. Obviously, needless to say, by delivery of these extensible accelerators, you will be able to accelerate your time to market rapidly. And you can actually start building as they start using these. By the way, you can standardize this across several customers, right? And also you can stand out on competition through delivery of this, because you can, depending on your expertise or generic expertise, as you deliver this, you can actually improve your brand credibility through focused delivery of these accelerators. And you can build with trust, because the customer, if you actually lock them from installing, the customer has to reach out to you, have an engagement with you to be able to install this, which means you are getting the publicity that all the OIC customers will actually have access and visibility into what you are going to see. So call to action, definitely please to get trained. We are here to help you every aspect of the way. My team is responsible, both Prakash, myself, and folks. Definitely reach out to any three of us, Jürgen, Prakash, and I. We are here to help you. And publish it and make sure you can exhibit your brand on OIC. And also we have a Slack channel dedicated to actually answer question on these pre-builds that Jürgen will share part of the notes that you'll be able to have access and start publishing. With that, Jürgen, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the nice demos. So before we come to the Q&A, if you're not yet a member in the partner community, please make sure that you register now. Make use of the integration blog and the documentation. As part of the documentation, you can also find the live labs where you can try Oracle integration hands-on yourself. And the Oracle free cloud trial gives you access to the Oracle cloud infrastructure. In case you have implemented successful Oracle integration, please let us know. We want to promote your success. All of the links, all the resources we mentioned are available at the resource page, bit.ly/links OIC. So there are a couple of questions. First question for you, Praveen, is do accelerators need to use OIC?
Yes. So the artifacts you are going to deliver does require OIC.
Okay. Next question comes from Kassar. He would like to know if there's an adapter available for Microsoft Dynamics CRM.
It is on roadmap, and it will be coming either on 24.10, which is the release after the one we are working, or 24.8. I can confirm offline, but yes, it is on roadmap and is being worked on.
Yeah, to add, Oracle will provide an adapter as part of Oracle integration, and Avanco provides a third-party adapter that you have to pay for. What is the use case for an adapter with Rapid Adapter Builder, and what's the difference to build a recipe?
Oh, great question. So Rapid Adapter Builder, so you're building connectivity, right? So which is, if you have any of endpoints, Salesforce as an example, you have an endpoint, and more often than not, Oracle will have an adapter for it, which means you are abstracting out all the complexity. If you want to access Salesforce, example, through your integration, you're creating a sales order, right? A sales order in Salesforce or opportunity in Salesforce. So when you're creating, you need to be able to, from Oracle integration, connect to Salesforce. Adapter is the medium for it. Adapter is sort of it creates the plumbing to be able to connect to the Salesforce story. Recipe is the actual artifact that does connect. It is an integration that actually uses the adapter. It uses the connection based off the adapter to be able to connect to the Salesforce instance.
So if you're an ISV, you probably build first your adapter with Rapid Adapter Builder. You make it available also in Oracle integration and in the cloud marketplace. And in a second step, you can build some pre-built integration flows with the recipes.
Well said, yes.
Then the next question is from Young Vijay. He would like to know, will accelerators support customer-specific customization?
Absolutely, yes. So in the context of what we do support today, right? So So let's reach out to us directly. We are going to send you what customizations are supported today. You control the destiny of what you want to actually have the customer customize. But if you have stuff that want to go beyond what we traditionally support, let's have an offline discussion on how we can get in there. But short answer to your question is yes.
Wonderful. Thanks for the wonderful demos. If you have further questions, you can reach out to Prakash, Praveen, and myself. You will find us on LinkedIn, and you can also reach us via the partner community Slack channel. There you can also post your questions in the channel. The integration product management team is here to help you. Neil Kominski is supporting EMEA, Paulo Mota, South America, Ravi Chaplani, US, Ravi Pinto, India, Steve Tyndall, Asia, and myself, I handle the partner and customer event activities. Make use of all our resources. There are plenty of resources and upcoming events at the resource page. The next webcast will take place on August 27th, and we will give you an update on the sales positioning, how to sell Oracle integration, where it is successful, how you can position your service offerings. So definitely our annual webcast is not to miss. Please join us on August 27th. Thanks for attending.